to that and to that.
Oh, you're live now.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we are live, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, fuck knows what happened, but StreamYard was playing bitch mode. So yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
Live
guys.
now.
Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, we're live now. I didn't do the intro or anything. Fucking load of shit, StreamYard. I'm swearing already. That's monetization gone.
Oh, good.
Fuck
all good. Who needs an intro? Who needs an intro? No one knows.
Oh God! Hang on, I've got to do everyone's favourite intro. Here you go.
Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Sav Judah. Every member of my team is a shooter. Tight like a room, no room for intruder.
Oh yeah, we got more. Hang on.
Yes, Gunners. North London is home now.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
Yeah, we got more. We can fill this out. Hang on. We can fill this out. We can fill this out.
Edison invented the light bulb. Today I want to see a team that is connected, because a bulb by himself is nothing. I want to see a team that is connected with each other and that shines. And you want to transmit to him light and energy and passion and how you play football, and you two the same. And each of us play the game connected. Because what happens when we play connected, guys? What is the next thing that happens? That we connect with 60,000 people that creates more energy. Because at the end is electricity that through heat creates lights and lights. Because if not, it would be fucking dark if this guy wouldn't have the idea to do that. And I want you to play like this today, because as good as we are, it depends on one thing. What it makes us special is our attitude. And today I want you to play with that attitude. Go out there, fucking turn the line on and play football. Let's go!
We didn't win the league, and there's various different reasons why we didn't win the league. And a lot of the traditional thinking will be, okay, there was a couple of VAR decisions, but for me there's kind of two incidents or two times in history that probably weren't on the pitch. And the first one was the Queen dying. And just bear with me on this one, because when you think back to it, we were supposed to play Manchester City on October the 19th. Our form going into that game, that was our 6th straight win in October. We were phenomenal. We were absolutely on fire. We had no injuries. City, the 2 games before that game would have been, they drew with Copenhagen and they lost to Liverpool. So things, sometimes the intangibles, we were unlucky. Of course, you know, we can't predict that kind of incident. It was a once in a generational incident.
Opportunity to go invincible, is that what you're looking at now?
Could be.
We've got the best young manager in the world in Mikel Arteta.
I can't even believe you're having a conversation about Liverpool in the title challenge.
If we can get a win at Anfield, Invincibles 2.0.
I could see us equaling what we done in 2002 and being unbeaten away from home.
It's going to be out of us all City, and I think we got the cojones to do it this season, and we will do it.
I feel that right now William Saliba is the best centre-back in the league.
He's just outside the centre circle, Evan Nilsson. He's got...
Oh my God, he's going to send him.
Red card from his pocket. William Saliba, central...
I fucking told you not!
I expect 3-0. Also unbeaten in the last 10.
No, we won far. I think we beat Bournemouth.
On and fired in!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right footed, sends Ryan the wrong way!
Fucking shambles, man. Let me just keep it real, man. Like,
Yep, there we go, 2-0. Game over. Game fucking over. Dead and gone. Game done.
Today, got what we deserved.
Snakes get slithery. Lean in, show y'all the meaning of chivalry. Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Sav Judah. Every member of my team is a shooter. Tight like a room, no room for intruder.
Oh, right. I hope that cheered everyone up.
the whole thing was just didn't move. It was like his face.
Mike, have you seen the light bulb? Mike, have you seen the light bulb one before?
Never.
Then.
Stay connected,
That's why
guys.
Arsenal lost.
No,
Mike,
never,
I need your thoughts on the light bulb conversation.
I felt like I was watching a pre-K teacher try to hype up her kickball team to win Color Wars. You know what I mean? It was just like the opposite of what I would want to hear as a fully grown man who gets paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week to play football. I'm like, come up with something a little bit better, a little bit more adulty. Yeah, but I guess that's why they haven't won the league, because preschool like pregame speeches.
Yeah, it's
apparently one of the Arsenal players was who's now left said that he's a very peculiar character, and seeing the light bulb, you can see why.
Did that remind you a little bit of like David Brent?
It is. It is from the.
It is a little bit David Brenty, isn't it?
It's very cult-like.
Yeah.
The man's
like you could see him being like the office guy, and you're just like, oh God.
I just love the fact that Arsenal fans blamed the Queen dying for them not winning the league.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, he's a tosser anyway, so.
Hang on, nothing's worse than this guy.
Yes, Gunners. North London is home now.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
She is so vicious. I don't know who she's actually talking to. But she's talking to her old man or something, ain't she? That's who she's talking to. Oh, man, I do love that. Yeah, but big up, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining us again for another Liverpool show. We're going to be talking about maybe the end of an era at Liverpool, strikers on the move, contracts not being renewed, what's going on there. We'll talk about, obviously, we're going to start, obviously, with the PSG game. So I haven't spoken to all the boys yet about the PSG game on Tuesday. And then we've also got the cup final to look forward to and talk about as well. So lots of good stuff. Obviously, I think all four of us do believe we're going to win the Premier League. So it's a good thing. But Champions League on Tuesday. Mike, I'll go to you first because I haven't actually spoken to you. So Tuesday, Mike, Champions League, feelings. What's your feelings on the game? Now we're out. It's almost Friday now. How are you feeling now?
I mean, listen, I think that, we had a lot of chances to score, but I'm not going to look back and say, we had them, because PSG, on the flip side of that coin, could say we should have beat you 4-0 in the first half of the first game. So, we have to look at it fairly. We can't just look at Mo's missed opportunity that Nuno Mendes blocked. We can't look at Szoboszlai's. To me, what I try to look at out of those two legs was what did the manager do, and what were the differences between the matches? When something goes to penalties, it is what it is. Also, fun fact, 60% of the time, the team that goes first wins the penalty shootout. So not only did they get to go first, they also got to go in their end. So we got double unlucky when it came to the coin toss. But I just don't think that
they won the coin toss in the match as well, by the way.
Yeah. I just don't think that Arnie took away the right analysis from the first game, because at the closing of the first game, when we off Diogo Jota for Curtis Jones, the only opportunities that PSG created were from outside the box. Doué hit a world-class strike that Alisson had to save with his fingertips, but it still doesn't change the fact that they didn't create clear-cut opportunities like they did prior. And then the second I saw the starting lineup, I even texted Hussam. I said, we're in trouble. And he said, don't worry, 4-1 on the way. I want an apology when the game is over. And I'm like, listen, Diogo Jota has not done anything since coming back. He's not the guy, not to mention his press. He walks. When he press, he walks, and then he stands still. And he kind of just stares at the guy. And he's like, pass it to me. I dare you. But regardless, I just think that we got the starting lineup wrong. But even so, we still played well in that first half. We were unlucky not to be at least 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes. But we were lucky that the tie was even 1-0 towards us anyway. So, I can't look at luck here. I just have to look at, I don't think that Arnie went out with the right starting 11. I don't think that he made the right substitutions. I think that there was a little bit of luck involved in terms of PSG, but ultimately, we had no answer for them in midfield. I watched an analysis of their press. It's what Dembele did by himself is insane. The control that he created for Vitinha and Vieira, we were unable to break into their half. And every time they had the ball, we couldn't press it off of them. So we lost the midfield battle, but we created more chances because their wingers do create a lot, but they're not clinical. Everyone's talking about how good PSG's forwards are. I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but they probably should have scored 7. If they were good, they would have scored more than 1, and it was a cheap goal at the absolute minimum. But listen, regardless, we're out. It is what it is. I just hope that Arnie learns from this European leg, takes it to next season, doesn't make the same mistakes again. I think he was a little bit arrogant with like the Anfield aura, Anfield energy with that starting lineup. But sometimes this is the way that the cookie crumbles. On another day, Kwanzaa's header goes in, and we're all singing a different tune. On another day, Barcola doesn't sky it over the bar in minute 12 of the first leg, and this wouldn't have even been a game. So just take the lessons. We know what we need: more technical midfielders, better strikers, and we need to build around Arne Slot, because ultimately he's doing this in someone else's car, and this car is not tuned to his specifications. It would be like if Lewis Hamilton took Daniel Leclerc's Formula One car and they just put him in there and they didn't tune it, and they said, I want you to win the Grand Prix in his car. And Arnie is winning one of them. He's winning the Premier League. He might win another, the Carabao Cup. Just imagine what he could do if we actually tuned it to him. So sorry, that was a little bit long, but there's a lot of different perspectives.
Can I just mention something?
Yeah.
Can you not shit talk people in the chat, please? Like, he's not even here to defend himself. So enough of that, please. Sorry, Jamie. Can I just mention something as well? There was a really crazy stat. Oh, you can't see my phone. But there's a really crazy stat that came up. We've really not been good at knockouts at Anfield in the Champions League for quite a while. I was looking at some of them. We obviously lost to PSG. We lost to Real Madrid. We beat, I think it's Porto. It might have been Porto, Villarreal. I can't remember.
It was Villarreal.
It was a Villarreal, yeah. I can't recognize the badge. I can't see the team. I can just see the badge. Then we drew to, I think,
to Real, didn't we?
Yeah, then we lost to Inter.
Real Madrid, and we also drew to Benfica, the Darwin Núñez game.
Drew to Benfica, lost to Inter, drew to Real Madrid, and then lost to Atletico Madrid. We've not been great at home in the knockouts. And my point in that really is we haven't had the best strikers for a long time at Liverpool. Like, for a competition that big, you need a really, really elite strikers. And, we've only got maybe 1 or 2 at a time. And I just wanted to point that out, that you can't rely on Mo Salah for everything, because when Mo doesn't do it on the big stage, it doesn't look like anyone else does, like right now. So he knows who he needs. Like he said, didn't he, recently, that that he's had time to assess the squad, and now he knows the exact positions that he needs to reinforce. And against PSG, you just needed your man to put the ball in the onion bag. Like, we were all over them in the first 15 minutes. We just no killers. Someone just wrote it in the chat. No killers.
No, I hear that, Luke.
Yeah, I think with the game, up until PSG scored, I think we should have been like 2-0 up, both Salah chances. I still feel a bit. It's weird because usually when Liverpool lose, I'm usually fine in the next day or so. I still feel a bit bummed out about the game. I still feel bummed out a few days later. But yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity. I think in the second half, we didn't really play well. Second half of extra time, we were begging for penalties. We were begging for penalties because there was nothing left in the tank. And probably over 2 legs, did we really deserve to go through? Probably not.
No.
You know what I will say? I'd say we had a bit of bad luck, and we haven't really had that all season. I'd say sometimes you need a bit of good luck. Like, we had good luck at their ground, yeah, and it was just like roles reversed.
I think we cashed out all the good luck in the
we
first.
Cashed out all the good luck at their ground.
Yeah, but luck is one thing. I mean, all we can do in hindsight is look at what did we do, like not look at the actual game itself. I mean, they won every single coin toss, and then they played us. Like, we were so unlucky to play them.
No, but
so
what I'm
unlucky.
talking about, Mike, I'm talking about like Canate. 9 times out of 10, that gets cleared out. Like it doesn't come back into play, and then we're completely on top, and one of our best players while we're on top, Trent, gets injured, and then we have to play a non-right back in a right back position. I know we hit the post, but he's not a creative right back. You know what I mean? So just feels like we probably did use all our luck at their ground.
I mean, you could also make the argument that like what I saw between the two legs in the midfield just exposed the technical difference between the two sides, and the fact that the fact that I don't like in the future. I don't. McAllister should not be the double pivot player of Ryan Gravenberch. He just shouldn't. If anything, he should be the more advanced progressive midfielder. Who was the guy who created the most clear opportunity of the game for us? It was McAllister who broke the line with a touch between 4 PSG players to get the ball across to Mo. Listen, I love Szoboszlai, but Szoboszlai is just not the same technical, gifted player as McAllister. I just like, when you go to Europe, it's different. I think that we've thrived in the Premier League because of the style of the Premier League and the style of these midfielders work there. When you really deep it, the competition that we played, yes, we played Real Madrid at home, but that was Real Madrid at their point of the season. Leverkusen have proven to be a shadow of themselves this season. And also not all of those were like, neat and tidy, 3-0. Some of those were games that were much tighter than the score line happened to flatter. I just think it exposed our midfield and our lack of attacking depth. Because even in that game, think about how many times either Szoboszlai or Jota were leading a counterattack and decided, you know what? I'm just going to lay it off to Mo. Even if it's behind me, I'm going to lay it off to him so that he can be the one to play it in the box rather than just nutting up and figuring out how to do it yourself. But again, these are not Slots players. I'm not going to go too hard in on him. I just think that he made some mistakes for the first time this season.
Yeah, look, I hear everyone. I agree. The way I look at it, I mean, I did the watch long for the final. I was pissed off the game, sorry, and I was peed off watching it. But looking back on it, look, I'm not too bothered. I'm not actually too bothered. Look, there is a technical difference, I think, from most teams in Europe to Premier League teams anyway.
Yeah.
I think the Premier League. I've been saying this for years, but it's not been fashionable because Man City have been winning the league. But as soon as Liverpool win the league, the Premier League's a shit league. Premier League's been shit for years. Yeah, it just has. But because Man City keep winning it, no one wants to say it. It's not been the greatest league. Technical ability. The English league is about aggression, pressing, and pace and power. That's what.
It's like Germany.
Yeah, that's what the English league's about. You see teams in France, and some teams in Germany, some teams like you look at Spain. I looked at some teams in other European countries, like around Europe last night, playing some very nice, attractive football, good on the eye, technical ability. City in the most technical team probably in our league, but it's the difference between most English clubs and a lot of technical clubs right now. At the end of the day, though, English clubs are successful in Europe in recent years because the press and the power and the running ability and the athleticism of Premiership football is sometimes too much for European teams to handle, and that's why English teams have been successful in recent years. But from a technical point of view, PSG are better than Liverpool. But I will say, looking back at the game, I thought it was actually quite an even game, the second leg. I thought it was an extremely even game. I thought both teams had a lot, quite a few chances each. I think we can all agree Liverpool should have been 2-0 up after 10 minutes if we took our chances. If we took our chances properly. Obviously, we hit the post a couple of times. We scored from an offside position from Diaz, who I'm going to talk about in a bit. So we had opportunities. And obviously, PSG are an exceptional side with talented players up front and through the midfield. They're going to have opportunities as well. They're not going to just, they've got an excellent coach in Luis Enrique. So that was a proper European game against two, for me, very even European sides at this moment in time in world football. And at the end of the day, both teams only scored 1 goal each in 2 legs. You know, I know obviously they battered us in the first leg. Alisson saved us, but I think, you know, if you look back on their first leg, I almost, apart from a couple of them I thought were worldy saves, I think a lot of them I expect my goalkeeper to save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were super clinical myself, and we weren't super clinical either. You know, it's just we lost the game on penalties, guys. At the end of the day, in reality, that game is a draw because penalties don't get counted. So, yeah, Liverpool can see themselves unlucky, but I'm not going to moan that we're out. We weren't cheated out of the competition like Atletico Madrid last night. You know, we were.
I wouldn't like to have played them. I wouldn't have liked to have played Atletico.
We're
in
beaten
the next round.
We're beaten by a very good football team that went through, and I got much respect. So, big up to them, and yeah, good for them, man. But look, I'm getting what I wanted at the beginning of the season. I'm getting what I wanted at the beginning of the season. That was a Premier League trophy.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted the most. And anything else on top of that is a massive bonus. Yeah, it's just a massive bonus. Also, I believe I heard a stat today that only 3 times as a Premier League champion won the European Cup since it's turned into the Champions League.
Well, that would make sense because what United did their treble, City had their treble, and then I can't think of who the third one is.
I don't think Chelsea were ever a Premier League champion when they won the Champions League.
Yeah, that was 2012 and 2020.
In the Premier League era, yeah.
We haven't done it.
I think it's only Man United. I think it's only Man United.
United again in 08-09.
Yeah. I think United did it twice.
Man United,
and then City have done it
2
once.
Manchester clubs.
Well, you know,
not a lot of Premier League champions go and win the European Cup. So.
Which is, you know, I'm happy that you said that because it's like if you see, like, I get it. I was upset when the game happened, but my philosophy is when you win, it's yours. When you lose, it's just sports. Get over it. Like there's other life to live. But it's funny the way that people tried to crash out after we got knocked out. It's like, so you're telling me that all I'm going to do is possibly win the Premier League with 6 games to go. That's it. That's all I'm going to do this season. All I'm going to do is get guard of honor from Chelsea, from Arsenal, from Tottenham, from Crystal Palace in Arne Slot's first season. That's all that this season's going to end up being. And it's like they're trying to use it as an insult. I just think that sometimes
the season just winning the Premier League.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
Can you imagine? That's it.
All we did was win the Premier League by 15 points. And it's funny because it's like I was even thinking about this earlier. Where was this energy? Like obviously YouTube wasn't as big, so you know, individual voices in media wasn't as big, Twitter wasn't as big, but like where was all this energy for the 8 years of Manchester City having the league wrapped up and then getting knocked out in the Champions League? Where was this energy in 2018?
No one cared about City.
Exactly. Exactly. Where was this energy in 2018? When we went to the City ground when we went to the Etihad and we beat them 2-1 in their own backyard to win what 5-2, 5-1 on aggregate? Like it's just sometimes it's crazy to me the lack of awareness that people end up having. And it's like, dude, Arnie, Premier League was the #1 priority. First off, no one even put us in the top 3, let alone people had us fall in the top 5 when it comes to pundits. You get that done, you get investment in. I saw someone earlier say that don't say that Slot doesn't have his own players as a great team. You're not understanding what I'm saying. He inherited a wonderful machine, but it's still not tuned to his specifications. Mm-hmm. Like this is not what he envisioned. He's working.
He doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, like what Mike is saying, like with the players. Funny enough, because I went to the opticians yesterday and I need glasses. I've got glasses coming. Jamie's blind, yeah. And my optician actually was a Liverpool
fan.
Like
that ref last night. I bet that ref against us.
and we were talking. I was talking to my optician, and it was hilarious actually. I found out he was a Liverpool fan, and we're just having a chat. And like, even he said it. If you look at our players we got, he said it's amazing how the job that Arne Slot's done, because Arne Slot does not like playing transitional football. He doesn't like to play counter-attack.
He hates it.
Football.
He hates it.
And
he hates pressing too.
Our players have been built for 7 years to play pressing, counter-attack, transition football.
Not what he likes.
What do Liverpool look terrible at?
Possession.
Build-up play, possession. What do Liverpool look at one of the best teams in the world at? Transition.
We score all of our goals there, Jamie.
It's what the players are used to. So for the fact that, yes, Slot took over a wonderful talent, there's no doubt about that. Slot himself shows how classy he is as a coach, playing that style of football that he don't really want to play, and he's going to be successful in his first season. So when he gets players that will play his style of football, just think how good that will be as well. So I'll give a lot of credit. I'll give a lot of credit to Arne this season. But people saying, "Oh, you're only going to win the Premier League." Do you know how mad that is? That literally comes out of people's mouths.
You're only going to win 2 trophies. You're only going to potentially win 2 trophies.
I can describe us this season if we win the League Cup and Premier League. It's Chelsea 14-15. Won the League Cup, won the league, and got knocked out the PSG around the 16th.
Also got knocked out in the FA Cup 4th round.
Yeah, but by a
lower league team.
You know, you can't
11 points clear.
You cannot win everything every season, and what I was told all last summer when I said that I think that Arne Slot can be. I always get it mixed up. Paisley comes after Shankly, or Shankly comes after Paisley. Exactly. When I was just saying that that's a remote possibility, that like it doesn't have to be that history repeats itself. Sometimes someone comes along and they stop history from repeating itself, and you don't need that transition period. Everyone looked at me like I had 6 heads. Everyone was like, "You're an idiot. Shut up. You're gonna fall off. You're gonna regress." And then now that regression didn't happen, they just look for any possible weakness to put you down. I mean, which is the nature of sports and the nature of banter. But like, you're gonna sit here and tell me that I should be upset about losing to PSG while I'm 15 points clear. I'm like, it's almost like I went to a restaurant and they got my order wrong. Like, I'm upset for the moment, but I'm still gonna eat my meal. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big.
No, big up Nick as well. He's been saying it as well. It's like we're all hearing it as Liverpool fans. That it's only the Premier League. It's only the Premier League. Yeah. The fact that it's only the Premier League, and what people don't might get, it will go equal 20 league titles of Man United. Man United are very.
You can't say that because they didn't. Football
then they go, "Oh, you only won 2 Premier Leagues in 30.
Next season we're going to say 21. Next season so this summer we'll get to say 20, and then next season we'll get to say
21. And they go, "Oh, you won 2 Premier League titles in 32 years. Well done. How about we won 2 Premier League titles in 5 years?"
Exactly. Everyone moves the goalposts. Everyone moves the goalposts.
No one says City have won 7 league titles in 70 years, do they? Do you know what I mean? So,
well, they should.
They should, yeah. The goalposts move for Liverpool all the time, man. Goalposts always move for Liverpool.
Well, yeah. Whoever's at the top, the goalposts are always going to move, and Liverpool are not exactly well liked.
Well, the new one by the media in it, and all the others is, we've had a really good season without injuries. Oh, do you actually know how many injuries we've had this season?
Oh yeah,
we had loads of injuries.
We could have used Joe Gomez. I could still use him, but we got to go into this Carabao Cup final without a right back. We have to go into this. Yeah, Kwanzaa's going to play right back, or Endo's going to have to play right back. I still don't know if Konate is going to be healthy enough. Cody Gakpo was on one leg to play that PSG game, so Lord knows if he's going to be available. It's just absurd. It's just absurd.
Yeah.
Hang on. There's a comment here. My man is. Oh my God, what's going on here? This laptop.
No one's going. If we lose on Sunday, no one's going in a downward spiral. You're not dropping 15 points. These are professionals. They're not going to drop a 15-point lead because they're not going to throw their toys out the pram. You know how many seasons
we lost in the
didn't
Premier
get
League?
To the final?
The last game we lost in the Premier League was in September.
It was at home too. It was at home too. No, we have 9 games. So you're telling me we're going to lose 7 out of 9 and Arsenal are going to win 9 out of 9?
So basically, look, we've got 9 games of the Premier League left, yeah? We literally have to lose half of them not to win the league.
We have to lose 5 games. We have to lose 5 games, and they have to win 5 games.
Yeah, they have to win 5 games. That's the hardest part.
Just to tie us. No, hold on. But that's just to tie us. That's 5 out of 9 just to draw level on points. And have you seen who we play? We got Chelsea away, who suck. Tottenham at home. Crystal Palace at home. Arsenal at home.
Leicester away.
Leicester away. Come on, bro. We've already gotten all the hard games out of the way.
We got West Ham at home.
Everton at home. We have Everton at home as well.
We got Fulham away. We got West Ham at home.
Newcastle, again, I don't know where people are getting this notion from. Newcastle have been atrocious away from home this season, and also never good on neutral ground. That year that Manchester United won the Carabao Cup, 2 seasons ago, Ten Hag's first Carabao Cup final, not a single United fan thought that they would go and win that game. Yet they battered Newcastle. What was it, 2-0? I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing you. People with no leagues in 2 decades are saying we're only won 2 leagues in 5 years. Like a tramp saying we don't have the latest iPhone. It's just, it's just it's banter, ain't it, in football? I'm all for banter in football, but as long as you don't get a bit over the top and stupid, it's all good, man. Big up to everyone in chat, though. I hope you're all doing good. Guys, 184 people in the house. Make sure you're hitting the likes as you come in as well. Get us up to 100 likes real quickly. Now, look, I know a lot of people think this Champions League hangover is going to go into the Cup final Sunday, which we'll get to in a minute, and obviously into the Premier League. I don't think it will, personally. When I listen to all these players, I've listened to Salah and Virgil a lot this season. They're the 2 captains of our football club, and they talk about the Premier League. The Premier League's the most important thing this year. It's the most important thing this year. So I personally don't think it'll have an issue on that. I think our next Premier League game ain't until the 2nd of April.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not
Everton,
like it was.
It's Everton at home.
It's Everton at home on the 2nd of April. By the time we get to there, they would have forgot about the Champions League game.
Especially if they win the cup. If they win the cup.
So let's go to the cup final. Before we get all to this, the players and all that we're going to talk about as the main story today, let's talk about this cup final on Sunday. So, obviously, we played Tuesday, got the game Sunday, 4:30 kickoff, I believe.
Yeah.
I know we went to extra time penalties. I don't think there's going to be much of a problem fatigue-wise because Tuesday to Sunday's quite enough of a rest for me. It's most of the week, ain't it? If it was Wednesday, Saturday, maybe. And also being a 4:30 kickoff, I think they'll be all right. But obviously, there's injuries to talk about. So one, Trent went off, and obviously with an ankle injury. Reports on Trent's a bit sketchy at the moment. Some people are just saying he's got a twisted ankle. Some people are saying he won't play again for the rest of the season. It's a season ender. Obviously, he's not going to be available for the game. Before we get to his replacement, who's going to play in that right back position, we'll talk about it in a minute. Luke, what is your hot take with Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Trent will play the last game of the season to say goodbye. That's it. He ain't going to play again. He's going to get ready for his Madrid move. He ain't going to be rushing back for us.
Well, rumours are true. Paul Joyce thinks Real Madrid have offered him a contract, don't he? And it's quite a lot of money.
Well, if the rumours are true, they're going to offer us money so that they can get him in, so that we can release him from the contract, so that they can register him for the Club World Cup. And that's if he goes. But it's more than likely that he does.
Yeah.
I think we'll take it. I think we'll take it.
Yeah.
20 million pounds, and I know that he's leaving. Yeah, I'm taking it because I can go buy a prospect, or I could just get John W. Henry an extra mini yacht to go right next to his big yacht.
Give it to Linda to buy some handbags.
I just don't know what his injury is. Obviously, we haven't been told any scan results or
Apparently,
anything.
he avoided knee ligaments.
I thought it was his ankle.
Ligament damage, not knee ligaments. Ligament damage.
So let's see what they say, because it is a bit sketchy at the moment. But he's definitely not playing Sunday. So who plays right back Sunday? And I think the main one at the moment is going to be Gerald Kwanzaa. Obviously, Gomez is out injured as well. Conor Bradley's out injured. So really, all our 3 right backs are injured, which is a bit unlucky. But Newcastle got unluckiness as well, so we can't moan about it too much. Kwanzaa coming in as right back, guys. Kwanzaa's played right back a few times there under Slot this season. I think he's actually might have played equal games right back as their centre back. I thought he came on and actually played all right against PSG when he came on as right back the other night. I thought he looked comfortable. I actually think he looks quite comfortable in that position. I don't think he looks out of his depth at right back. You know, like a lot of centre backs go over and they just I actually this is one thing I will say about Kwanzaa. You know, I actually think he's pretty decent on the ball.
Yeah,
I actually think he's pretty decent on the ball, and he's got a good stride pattern as well. He can run past the players. So, you know, obviously there's no Anthony Gordon and no Lewis Hall on that left-hand side, which is going to be a big miss for Newcastle because that's their best left-hand side, and they've got lovely combinations over there. So, how do you guys feel? I'll start with you, Luke. How do you guys feel about Kwanzaa if he is playing right back on Sunday?
Well, I still think he's going to be in for a difficult afternoon because he's going to be up against Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes is a tricky customer. So if he's thinking he's going to get a nice, easy ride at Wembley, I think he's going to be in. He's going to be in a good battle against Harvey Barnes. Obviously, Barnes isn't as good as Gordon, but he's just as direct as him. So he's going to be in for a tough afternoon.
Yeah, Mike, what do you recommend? You happy with him playing in that game?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have the world's tallest right back on your team. He's like a 6'6" tower standing back there. And I don't think Sven Botman's going to be there. And funny enough, Sven Botman is the best player in the Premier League for aerial duels. He's even outdone Virgil van Dijk this season. Yeah, but I don't think Endo's the guy. I think Kwanzaa has pace when he wants to. I think the only thing that's lacking from him is just that final ball. But he has the ability to take the ball and eat up space that the opposing team offers, which is something that you want with your right back with the way that we play this game. Sometimes he looks a little bit shaky when he's got to play the roundabout style, but I feel like for any young defender, that's natural, especially for someone who started the very first game of the season and essentially was stinker and hooked after 45 minutes. I'm sure that will jar you a little bit, but him being there doesn't really affect me because I'm not putting any responsibility on the back four in this game. Like, we got bullied the first game against Newcastle, and then we bullied Newcastle the second game. And the reason was because the midfield three decided to control the game. So if they control the game, Kwanzaa's going to have less work. If Kwanzaa has less work, to me, it doesn't matter who's playing there. Whether it's Kwanzaa, Connor Bradley, Trent, Endo, there's just not going to be enough opportunities for them to exploit us there because we're controlling the flow of the game.
I hear you. K-Mac, so obviously this is not his natural position, but it will be pretty much three centre-backs across the back four. We know Stott likes one of his full-backs attacking. Will this game give Robbo a bit more free licence on that left-back position than he has had in recent games? Because if Kwanzaa's playing in that right back position, he can tuck in a little bit more. Do you see something like that happening in this game, or do you think he will use Kwanzaa's ability on the ball to try and get up and down the pitch?
I don't think he's going to use Kwanzaa like Trent, and he's not going to even try inverted, is he, or try those runs, these inside runs that Trent does. I don't think he's going to do that. But what does interest me with Kwanzaa, though, is, he had a good run out, didn't he? He had Kvaratskhelia against him.
Yeah.
And they ended up subbing him, Kvaratskhelia, because he couldn't get past him. So, he's already had a bit of practice. And Harvey Barnes is tricky. But Harvey Barnes, he's not their first team player. I don't even think they've got their first team right back, have they? Or left back? Right back or left back?
Left back, yeah.
So imagine Liverpool go left back.
It's their whole left-hand side that we're at, basically.
Yeah, so they're going to be missing some players down that side. So he's probably got the best option. Like if he was up against Gordon, then I would be worried. But I think he'd be okay. I think maybe what he might do is I don't really want to see Robbo push forward because unfortunately, Robbo at the moment's like a 50-50 whether his cross is actually going to get to anyone and it's going to be brought back out by their team and then they're on the attack. I mean, I know he does put good crosses in, but they're normally from set pieces or corners. But when he swings that ball in and it goes back to the opposition, we're completely out then. And Robbo's too far up the pitch to even have the energy to get back. I don't really want to see that. I want us to be quite tight against Newcastle and kind of pick them off because they've got a slow defence. You got Dan Burn, who's like an Arc Royal turning, and they've also got Fabian. Is it Fabian Schär? He's not the fastest player either. So we should be able to get some joy there. I hope he doesn't play Jota. I really hope he doesn't play Jota.
Well, let's skip to this.
Jota plays like he's drunk right now.
So, learn Arabic, my friend. Get ready to learn Arabic.
Someone wrote in Don's channel when I was on it. They said Jota's ready for Soccer Aid.
Or you can leave Jota with Newcastle and say, Isaac, come with us. And then
Jota's been linked, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been linked today, hasn't he? He's been linked with Wolves and Newcastle, but he wants to play Champions League football, which is a bit of a surprise because he doesn't score in the competition. So I don't know why
he's got in 4 years.
Now I know no one wants Jota to play, and I hear it, yeah. But when the only other guy that can play number 9 is Darwin Núñez.
You don't play a 9, Jamie. You're not thinking outside the box. You don't play a 9.
Don't play a 9.
I hear you, but for Newcastle, I think you have to play a 9. It's a bit like I'd actually be pissed if we played 2 10s against Newcastle in the cup final.
I think Dan's. Oh, sorry, he's out of my.
No, I actually think Jota will start this game. I understand everyone's issue, and this is where we've got a problem in the striker department. We'll get to in a bit. You know, he's got Jota and Darwin. You know what? I don't know what people want Slot to do. You know, he's got Jota or Darwin, or he's got Diaz to play in the number 9. You know,
you could use Chiesa. Oh, sorry, he doesn't like him either.
No,
we don't even mention his name now.
No, we're not.
He's like Voldemort.
And with the pitch being so big at Wembley, here's the thing: because the pitch is big at Wembley, it's a big pitch. Would it actually make more sense to start Darwin Núñez with his pacing behind because the pitch is bigger and wider?
Yes,
sure.
I mean, I don't think
knowing the penalties.
I don't think Jota's at a level in his game right now, and neither's Darwin, to be fair. But I don't think Jota can be a guaranteed starter in that 9 position. You know, there's no Botman for them. No Lewis Hall at left back. They're going to probably move Livramento over and play Kieran Trippier on the other side.
There's no pace. There's no pace in Newcastle's defence there. I mean, Livramento's got a bit of pace, but you put Núñez against those centre backs, you might get some joy. Jota
comes to
deep.
I think
Paul Mullin. Jesus Christ, Paul Mullin's the cold at Wrexham. You don't Paul Mullin.
Paul Mullin, man. I think about that like.
I thought he was playing for Newcastle then or something.
No.
If you play Jota, I think it's easier for the centre back. They have an easier game because Jota just naturally drops deep.
Yeah.
Darwin will hang on the shoulders. He'll want to try and run in behind you, stretch the opposition. So, do we actually think, Mike? Do you actually think it would actually be better for Darwin to play in front instead of Jota, just because of the size of the Wembley pitch and the pace in behind? With no Botman, no Lewis Hall, Trippier might have to play. Would it make more sense playing Darwin for this cup final instead of Jota?
Yeah, I mean, I would put Endo up there instead of Jota. When you really deep it, every time Jota's been on the pitch, we don't create anything until Jota is not on the pitch. That's outside of the Nottingham Forest equalizer that he had, but that's the only goal or real opportunity that I can think of since coming back from his injury. I know that he's the reason why we won against Crystal Palace away, but that was some time ago, and that was before the injury against Chelsea, which seems to have just completely changed the type of player that he is. I just think that Núñez, at least I know that there's the possibility that he will create something for someone else. It's not that Núñez is going to be the guy who scores, but I just know that he can get in behind and he could potentially win a header that potentially falls to his feet that he can then lay off to someone else. Or he can win me a penalty. Either way, whether or not he's putting the ball in the back of the net, I score more when Darwin is on the pitch compared to when Diogo Jota is on the pitch. And I have to go with what I think is going to score more. I don't rate the guy. I don't want the guy. I think he will be leaving in the summer. But for right now, I would 100% prefer him. And Southampton's also another prime example of.
I know he's got a ponytail, mate, but
I know. I completely misspoke. I was looking at the chat and I got sidetracked. But yes, I mean, even Endo, I would start there. Curtis Jones, I would start there. I would start Virgil van Dijk as a striker and put Kwanzaa at center back and Endo at
stick Alisson up top.
I would stick Alisson. I would stick Kelleher up there, literally, because Diogo Jota's, MO right now is when I press, I stand here, but I squat to make it look like I'm in an athletic position. And then when the ball goes by me, I walk towards it. And then when I get the ball, I walk and I look for Mo. And no matter where he is on the pitch, I just slang it to him. Exactly.
The only thing I can possibly say in his defense, though,
Isn't Nunes the last player for Liverpool who scored at Wembley?
No,
it's Virgil.
Virgil van Dijk is.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I mean, forward wise,
Virgil will be the last guy to score at Wembley as well on Sunday.
Yeah, we don't know how.
No, he
how
is
much
so, isn't he? Because
long has taken out of him.
Because we've had
obviously I don't want to use that
straws
as an excuse because he has been atrocious, but we just don't know how much that punctured lung has slowed him down.
Yeah, that is the thing that injury.
That's his only defense, by the way. That's his only defense.
Saying that, at the beginning of the season, he weren't great either.
He weren't great either. So
no, I think Jota's just finished. I mean, I don't feel. I think all our strikers are struggling to play the way Arne Slot wants them to play.
They're not target men. Like they don't stay in the middle. They don't stay in the middle.
He doesn't want his strikers running the channels. He wants them to stay in
center.
The middle, around the box, 18-yard box, and
with the 18-yard box.
And where is Darwin every time he scores? Every time Darwin scored recently, where does he happen to be? Right in the middle on the penalty square. Against Brentford, right in the middle. Against Southampton, for both those opportunities, right in the middle. Like, it's amazing. Like, if you want Mo to have more creativity and more space and not get doubled up by Nuno Mendes and Kvaratskhelia, then have someone in the box that he can pass to, so that they can't afford to double team him. But unfortunately, when Diogo's there, he doesn't stay in the middle, and that's also a tendency of Darwin, especially under Klopp, veer to the wings.
LFC Shankly, I hope that is not true.
Yeah, give Newcastle the trophy.
I hope that is not true, man.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Konate was just a Charlie horse, and if anyone here has ever had a bad Charlie horse,
saying that he'll be fine.
Yeah,
it's a dead leg, isn't it?
Yeah,
he
just can't bend it.
Yeah,
exactly.
He cramped up and he couldn't bend it. It's fatigue. It's what fatigue does in his leg.
I've had one before. It's horrendous. It's like the most annoying, painful thing ever.
So look, Konate, it's true. Like, is Konate, is the fatigue in his muscle healed in time for him to play on Sunday? That is another shout. So maybe that's why that rumor is circulating, because they're not quite sure on Virgil on Konate. And if you gotta play Kwanzaa or centre back, which I can understand why he puts Kwanzaa there and not Endo, because of Isaac as a lethal as he is. It would probably make more sense to play Kwanzaa in there.
I wish he scored, bro. Imagine Konate had scored that shot. Now that I think about it.
He had a good shot on him, to be honest. Slot says Konate was fatigue. Yeah, that's why you could tell he was running around like
he had double cramp, didn't he? It looked like double cramp in both legs.
They wanted to take him off just before they did take him off, didn't they? They were getting the defender ready anyway to bring him on. So, I think he's just fatigue. So, the way Ruben Peters has got these guys coming back after game so far, I think.
Do you notice the players that he hasn't managed to keep fit are the players that have had injury issues before they've arrived? Like Bradley, Gomez, Trent, Ali. The players that have picked up injuries are the only ones he's not managed to sort of keep them out the medical room.
Yeah, one of them's kept quite fit. I need to be fair. Ruben Peters is doing good, man. So hopefully, Konate is available and ready to go we probably think Kwanzaa will play right back if that's the case. And then, look, we need a new left back. I don't think any of us, everyone in the chat, there's over 200 people in the chat, us four sitting right here, I don't think any of us are going to disagree with that. We need a new left back. So, but I'm still starting Robbo over fucking Simicast. Simicast is so bad, man.
You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching.
And Robbo's not good enough anymore. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, when Simicast gets his chance, he just,
to be fair, Robbo has been decent.
Robbo's been very good in recent games.
Defensively, he's been
yeah.
Less said about that, better.
Yeah, recently he's been better, but offensively, Simicast is probably a little bit better than Robbo. I agree with that.
We just need a full changing of the we need a full changing of the guard. We just need
I think Simicast is a good substitute to come on anyway, later in games with his set piece deliveries and his crossing. So I think he's a decent weapon off the bench, Simicast at times. So I'm not too worried about that. I'd rather Robbo start, and I'd rather Simicast come on later in the game than Robbo. I'd rather Robbo start than the other way around. A cold Robbo coming on is not good for anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Simicast can come on and assist Virgil again. We can just draw it up that way.
That's what we want.
Rerun. Just do that. Rerun. That's fine.
Let's talk about this striker.
Not on the 118th though.
Let's talk about this attack issue that we might have. The attack issue that we have got at the football club right now. So rumours, and this is all rumours circulating, and what a lot of fans like us think might happen in the summer. So it definitely looks like to me Darwin Núñez is out of here in the summer.
Hey, the second that transfer window is open, he's either going to learn Arabic or Diego Simeone is going to say, "Come
Simeone."
This is so talking about Diego Simeone. I had this site.
Did he not sign Luis Suarez, another Uruguayan?
Yes, he from did. Barcelona. Yeah. Barcelona just let Suarez go, and then Suarez went, "Go and watch what I do." Atletico Madrid.
And then wins the league.
Won the league and got golden boot. Atletico Madrid are monitoring the situation of Darwin Núñez closely, as they know they have to compensate for Antonio Griezmann's departure this summer.
Alvarez swap deal.
I think he just wrote that.
Julian Alvarez, he escaped England because he didn't like the weather.
Yeah.
Alvarez is the perfect number 9 for on the slot, but you're just not buying him. Yeah. He's one.
Alvarez and Núñez, that's going to cause some trouble in Spain.
Look, I'm going to say something mental in it. I think Darwin actually does all right in Spain.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He will.
Watch us. That's not watch him score against us next season if we beat Atletico.
Yeah,
I think
written in the stars.
He's gonna benefit from the fact that listen, Darwin cooked in Portugal, but the game in Portugal is just that 2% slower. And that 2% slower for someone who has composure issues is all all the difference.
Go look at his goals, Mike, in Portugal. He's never pressed for any goal.
Exactly. He has that extra second, and for someone who has composure problems, you give him that extra second, he bangs it home. Look at every single one of his misses. All of his misses for Liverpool and all those compilations, almost all of them are bang, 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 bang. Decision. Exactly. Sometimes, like the one against Villa earlier this season, he's running down the pitch, but every striker does that. And then those get thrown into those, and then those get looked at with a completely different lens. It's the bang, bang ones.
And who else has got another problem who used to play in Portugal for us?
Luis Diaz, of course.
Yeah, same. Crap goalkeepers, crap defenders, and that extra 2 seconds. It makes a difference.
I look at Darwin as well, and the way Darwin is, I think his aggression and attitude will suit the Atletico Madrid way as well. So I can see why Simeone might be a fan of him. I've said this numerous times as well with Darwin. Coaches around the world, I think, do appreciate him and will think they can do something with him because there is a rawness to Darwin Núñez. There is a rawness to him that coaches, because all coaches are egotistical, they will think they can shape him. And Simeone comes across like that. He'll probably think, I can get something out of this guy. I love his aggression. I love his attitude. I love he's quick. The big pitches in Spain will suit him a little bit better. The European style will probably suit him more than the English style. He could do something with him. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes, but I think Darwin is definitely leaving. So Darwin probably leaves in the summer. Luis Diaz, guys, this is the one. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a Luis Diaz fan club that I'm not a part of.
Me neither.
There is. There is.
I got kicked out. But I was trying to infiltrate it from within.
There is a Luis Diaz fan club. Look, I've always said this about Luis Diaz. The man's a talent. I'm not going to sit here and pretend he's not talented or what as a footballer. Of course he is, right? But there's something about him. He's too purple patchy for me.
I've had to say too indecisive.
Yeah, he's a very purple patcher for me. And when he's having his purple patch, the man looks fabulous. I ain't going to sit here and say he doesn't. When he's having one of his purple patches, Diaz looks untouchable. And then when he comes out of his purple patch, he just looks like an extra man that we're just carrying in the team and we're not getting enough out of. And for me, that's not good enough for what we need in them attacking areas of the pitch right now. You know, Jamie Carragher said, I think last year, you know, you won't win anything with Cody Gakpo because he looks like he's running in mud. Well, when Luis Diaz ain't in his purple patches, man,
he's running in quicksand. He cannot. He's not technically gifted enough to play on for the way that he tries to play. I don't think that he has the facility to do that on a consistent basis.
I mean the Jogo Bonito, as people like to call it now.
Exactly. He's not the guy, and also his finishing is just, it's too hit or miss. What he starts the season on fire, and then after game week 6, it's, you know, never even heard of a goal from Luis Diaz.
Barcelona, you know what to do in the summer. You know what you need to do in the summer, Barcelona.
Well, apparently they admire each other. Apparently that's the news coming
out.
They
can get closer to each other if they want. Money and you're
he'd
gone,
absolutely cook. He'd absolutely cook for Barcelona.
He would. He would play very well for Barcelona because
a false night, Luis Diaz with Rafinha and Yamal.
I will say as well, I don't think he's been the same since that knee injury. I think that knee injury took a lot out of him as well because it was back-to-back knee injuries. Remember, he did come back. Didn't he go to warm weather training after the World Cup in January? Yeah. And he injured his knee again straight away, didn't he? So, you know, we brought him back too early. He got that knee injury again. So I do think that double knee injury really affected him 2 years ago. And I just don't think we've seen that player since. You know, at the beginning of the season, as I said, he was in his purple patch. He was in his fine form. You know, start of the season up to the end of September. He looked out of this world. We're sitting there, I'm apologising and going, so sorry, Diaz, I got it wrong. And then from October onwards, I've not seen that same player again. I've not that player from August at the start of the season to around the end of September, early October. If he plays like that for a 9-month spell, obviously players have their little dips sometimes, but if he plays the majority of games like that in his 9-month spell in a season, I don't want a new left winger. Do you know what I mean? But the fact is, it goes away too much. You got this much of him being really good, then you got this much of him being really bad, and then you got this much of him being really good again. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't think that's good enough where we want to.
I would rather just have this much good.
Yeah,
exactly, and a constant status.
But the biggest,
like he's going to get any better. He is 28.
Yeah. The biggest problem with those two players aforementioned in Núñez and Diaz is they're both street ballers. I've said this many times. Liverpool, as a structural team that all play integral football, can't have street ballers in it. They can't have guys that just go and do maverick stuff. And if you watch Liverpool with Núñez and Diaz both on the pitch, it's just mental. Like there's just no structure in it. Like someone goes, someone stays. No, doesn't go like that. Núñez comes deep. Núñez maybe goes long. Diaz will come deep and he'll try and do something crazy. We'll lose the ball. Everyone will be out of position. Like we just can't have a team like that. Like we need to have players that know exactly where the other guy's going to be at the right time. Like it's took how long for Diaz and Robbo to get a relationship? Like 3 years. Like it's taken that long for them to kind of get a decent relationship together, and it just and we don't play Robbo like that no more. So that's not going to work. So those two guys need to go. Like, they shouldn't have been signed in the first place, and we all know that because our scouts wanted other players. It was Linders and it was Klopp that wanted them, and he got them, and they just haven't performed enough. Like, they've scored goals, like, but they just haven't scored enough goals for the amount of shots and chances and big chances that they've had. And for me, Diaz just does not create enough. Like, you barely get 5 assists a season out of him. Like, for a guy that is in that position so many times to put a ball in just across the box or to cut it back to the right player that's coming in, just doesn't do it enough. Like,
I don't want to
be seeing who's in the box and going, "Where's my centre forward gone?"
Well, yeah, and him as well. Yeah, well, that's why you don't play both of them.
I don't want to dig too deep into Luis Diaz as an individual player, but like, I just don't think that the profiles, or at least the abilities to, I don't think that their abilities match the profiles of what Arne Slot would prototypically want in his side. Like, if we're really looking at a number 9, a true number 9, a number 9 like Alexander Isak, right? A style like Luis Diaz is not going to work. I don't want my left winger to be the guy every single time, cut in, shoot far corner, cut in, shoot far corner, cut in, shoot far corner. Like, you need a technical creator in that position, someone who does have the ability to get in behind, use his pace, someone who may have the ability to beat someone one-on-one, but that's not even a prototypical winger in the Premier League anymore. But ultimately, you need someone who's technically gifted enough to get the ball to the striker in a position to score goals. And I just don't think that Luis Diaz is that guy. Even when he is in his best form, he's just not that guy. Unless he's the guy who's playing in the 9, the one time that we played Leverkusen, and he was the target man. Therefore, he doesn't have the ability to revert to type because he's playing in a different position, so he doesn't have the same opportunities. I'm just like, I'm more interested, not even about the players. Like, screw Darwin, screw Jota, screw Diaz, screw all these names. I just want to see the types of players that Arne is going to sign, because then that will tell me what's the type of football that he's trying to play. And then when I can answer that question, then I can start thinking about, okay, is Zubamendi going to work? Is XYZ going to work?
Shame tonight, it's dog shit, man.
Yeah. No, I don't even think that. Let's just that ship has sailed. We don't want it. It's gone. Your value is completely dropped. But we need to, as long as Mo is in this team, that is going to predicate what type of player we buy in any position. And so, we need to answer these questions like Mo and Virgil and Trent. And then we need to answer the questions of, like, what is it that you want to do? Because if you don't want to play,
Jamie.
Yeah, if you don't want to play this style of football, but you want to play a certain brand of it, what is it? Because then that's going to determine, all right, well, I might actually have to spend that much money because this profile will fit this system. That's what this is. That's what the Premier League has become. It's become a system league. And eventually that will seep into Spain, that will seep into Portugal, that will seep into Germany. And 10, 15 years from now, the Champions League will be just as robotic as the Premier League is today.
No, look, I hear. Look, I think the situation at Liverpool in the attacking sense, I think the left wing position is going to be a difficult position to buy in the summer. I looking at the striker department, I definitely think Darwin's off. I think Darwin's out of here, in the summer. Liverpool need a striker. I think Jota stays. I do think Jota stays at Liverpool.
I think with Jota, I think everyone's going to have a price this summer where Liverpool will consider it.
Yeah,
Jota will be no different. If a club like a Newcastle
coming for him,
hits a price that we're like, okay, then
you have to have a replacement though. I think that we know who's for sure going, but if someone gets the right price, like, the club needs to have some sort of other parlay. Like, if we get Alexander Isak, I don't care if Diogo Jota is my backup striker. I don't. Like, I'm perfectly happy with it. Unless you give me 60 mil or 50 mil, and then I can go spend 40 million on, some kid from Schalke or some kid from Frankfurt or some kid from Benfica. As long as there's like for like, because as we know, if there's anything that we've learned from Slot, he's this technical analyst, and he's not going to ever put himself in a position to where he doesn't have a one-for-one swap. I mean, he already doesn't utilize the squad.
Everyone talking about Craver in the chat. I hear you on the Craver stuff. The thing is that I'm noticing now, we know now Liverpool got a legit offer from Saudi for 70 million for Darwin that we turned down. I know a lot of people saying, why didn't we just sell Darwin for 70 million and go and get Kvaratskhelia? I think they were looking at it thinking, if we can get a striker, we would have sold Darwin. I don't think they want, because we had 2 left wingers and they're not sure, and they're still not sure at the end of the day that Diaz will go in the summer. So you're leaving yourself a bit over-egged in that area of the pitch.
Well, I don't think he's going to have a choice, because I think in the summer, apart from, the big 3, there's going to be a bunch of players that are going to have 2 years left on their contracts. It's either sign up or basically
Diaz
leave.
Diaz ain't getting off.
And Diaz falls in that situation where it's 2 years left. We're not going to give him the contract he wants, so he needs to sort of bounce in the summer.
Yeah, the problem is this club won't sell players unless they get the right price for them, which I don't. But I mean, why undersell on players? That's madness. Get the right player.
Like United.
The Kvaratskhelia deal. Apparently, we offered 100 million euros
and sent back on loan,
and we even said he can go back on loan.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I find that very difficult to believe, because what kind of club would be stupid enough to say no?
Kvaratskhelia went for the money. I'm sorry, like they gave him 350 grand a week, I think.
Yeah, he went from 35 grand to 311.
I was looking on
a week.
Yeah. I was looking on like a stats website, because you can compare like similar players. And I was looking at similar players to Luis Diaz over the past year. The top one on the list, Rafael Leao, is the top of that list.
Yeah, and Rafael Leao's shit. So
that's all you need to know, then, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're gonna buy some no-name kid that no one's gonna like. He's gonna be completely out of left field. Everyone's gonna say he's gonna be a bust, and he's gonna turn into the next Saudi.
By the way, Anthony was on that list as well before we signed. Before we signed Diaz.
I like that, by the way. So personally, sometimes I think there's too many players out there in this world that got too much PR and not actually.
I was about to say, Jay, the PR players.
Yeah, they're not actually that good.
That's
but
not Edwards' MO.
There's players out there that are extremely talented, but no one's picking up and putting bright. No one's picking up. Look at all these attackers and midfielders that PSG have got for a little money. That no one else went and picked up. That no one else went and picked up.
The flop at Wolves.
He was so that kid was that kid is so. I mean, the way, I don't know if you guys know this, he has a perfect penalty record, and he passes the ball. Like it's absurd. Like the way that he kicked that penalty against Allison, I went back and I rewatched all of his pens. They all go at that pace, and he has never missed one.
Luis Enrique is building another mini Barcelona, isn't he? Let's be honest. He's building another Barcelona there.
He's got young talent, man. He's doing
That's
well.
the kind of player I want.
Midfield are so skillful. Like
do you know why Vitinha bombed at Wolves?
Because he was invisible.
Yeah, the system that they played, man, it just
didn't suit him.
Didn't suit his game, and it was just getting overpowered and he killed in games.
I saw that we were linked with João Gomez in the summer.
I like João Gomez. I wanted him this summer.
I think it's old news. I
think he was rumoured a lot in last summer, wasn't he? I like João Gomez.
Go buy me Isak and a bunch of no names. I just want Alexander Isak and no names.
Let's go striker. Right, let's start in the striker department, guys. So obviously Alexander Isak is on the. Everyone wants him. I think if there's a striker that someone wants in Europe, Alexander Isak's got to be on the top of everyone's shopping list, more than likely.
He's on top of ours and Arsenal's.
He's got to be on. I reckon if PSG want a striker, they go look at him. I reckon if Real Madrid want a striker, they might look at him. He's probably. You got Haaland, Harry Kane, Lewandowski, Isak. They're probably the 4 best centre forwards in world football.
Do you imagine him with Mo feeding him? Imagine Isak in a team where Mo doesn't get doubled up.
I think it's going to be very difficult for Liverpool to buy Isak, just for the fact it's going to be 120, 135 million, something like that. And Liverpool
if they fall out of
need-
Champions League, though, that
might
that
be a
could have.
bit
Yeah,
cheap,
I did see somewhere like for Bruno Guimaraes. I know he's been
80
linked to
million.
Arsenal. If Newcastle don't get Champions League, he's like 60 mil.
I think
So
it's 80
it's-
million for Isaac if they don't get Champions League.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I think Newcastle get top 5 anyway. So, right,
Yeah, I do too.
Let's hope not.
Let's look at
Let's
strikers.
hope not, yeah.
I do think the striker market is quite dead. I ain't gonna lie.
That's not
just
bad.
as difficult as the left winger.
Let's talk about. So, say we're not going to get Isaac. Say Isaac's too impossible to buy, and Isaac's off the table. Let's see what we got. We got Benjamin Sesko. We got Cunha.
Pedro.
That our manager highly spoke about already. We've got Pedro. You've got
Ekitike.
Ekitike. You got
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, who's 28, so I think he wouldn't happen.
26. 26 Gyökeres.
Yeah, yes, 2 out of who's it? Openda.
People like
Delap. Don't want Openda.
Openda, who's absolutely terrible. And my favourite, and I said
you love Delap. You love Delap.
I said this yesterday, and no one ever mentioned it, and today we're linked with him. Liam Delap, man. I think Liam Delap is a super talent.
You know who Liam Delap screams at club-wise? He screams Chelsea.
He
screams Chelsea.
He does.
Right. People are going to say
from his City Academy days.
Yeah, Liam Delap is a super player. People go Liam Delap. No.
That's the ultimate PMP striker, pace and power.
Liam Delap. People go get a Pender instead of Liam Delap. It's not much difference. It's just that Pender's the sexy signing. It's the sexy name.
But Jamie, the question becomes: do we think, based on the way that we have played this season, do we think that Arne Slot prefers a style like Roberto Firmino? Is he going to want a 9 who's technically gifted and can drop deep? Or do we think that Arne Slot is on the side of, no, I want my wingers to create for my striker, and I want my striker to be the Alexander Isak, stay in the middle?
It all depends. All depends if Mo Salah stays.
Or is he going?
Because Mo's not going to just turn into a touchline winger because he ain't got the pace. So Mo will still be a goal scorer. So I think I think it all depends on the Mo situation on that one.
Because if Mo stays, I would want Cunha.
Yeah, Mo stays. Cunha and Liam Delap both make sense. To be fair,
Joao Pedro could even make sense if
not Joao Pedro.
Look. I know people go crazy with this Liam Delap thing. I said this yesterday. No one.
There's going to be.
I look. I think the striker that Slot wants is Alexander Isak because he's the most complete striker and he can do everything Slot wants him to do. He can link play, drop in, and score tap-ins. That's what he wants, yeah. That's what he wants. But if he's out the market, and if he's not just out the market, he's just Newcastle not budging. If he's not for sale, he's hard to buy. Unless it's very difficult to buy a player that's not for sale.
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
And the price we said, like we've got too much. I think we've got too many puzzle pieces to do in the summer to spend on all that most of our money on a striker.
If Isak was like the final piece of the jigsaw, then I'd understand this summer you pay the 150 million, you get bantered by everyone, but he's your final piece.
I'm gonna say something wild, okay? And it's normally you that says the wild stuff.
Here comes Kelleher at striker.
No, you can clip me up on this, but I genuinely believe this might happen. I think Mo goes. I really don't want Mo to go, but I think Mo goes because it is a wake-up call for the Liverpool forward line to evolve and not rely on one guy all the time. Like we relied on this guy so many years now. Like I think Mo goes. I think we sign Cunha and he plays in Mo's position because he can play in that position and he has done. He did for Atletico Madrid, I believe. And we sign Isak and we keep Cody Gakpo and we keep Jota.
If that happens, I'm not too.
Who's going to be our backup left winger?
I think other players need to take responsibility in that team now.
Survived,
and I think Slot and Edwards are going to do that.
Saying that he wants speed. He wants speed in his attack. That doesn't scream speed.
Listen, I'm not gonna entertain anything with leaving because I refuse to accept that, and I won't accept it until I see he signed the dotted line somewhere else. but I hear what you're saying. I also don't think, like, okay, my biggest thing is that in the last 10 years, 9.9 out of 10 of these guys who come from lower table teams to top 6 sides don't turn to fruition. Like Dominic Solanke, I know Spurs suck, but that dude is a shadow of what he was at Bournemouth. Regardless of the injuries that he has had this season, when he has been on the pitch, he is not the same player. Jack Grealish, 100 million pounds, dog shit, right? Yes, Sadio Mane is an example, but that signing was made in 2016. It has been 9 years since that happened. So, and then, again, when you look at these players against big six sides, what did Mbeumo do against Liverpool? What did Mbeumo do against City? What did he do against Chelsea? Dipshit, dog shit, nothing. Literally didn't do anything. So if I'm going to take risks, to me, personally, I would rather take risks from foreign leagues. But if there's a man on the planet who can pull a rabbit out of it, out of the bottom of the Premier League, it's proven to be Michael Edwards. I'm very cautious. I'm not bullish.
I mean, the reason why I say those two guys, don't you? Because Slot has spoke about them quite a few times now. Like he talks about play, he doesn't talk about many players. Slot, he really doesn't. But he talked about Isak. He's talked about Cunha. He's also talked about another guy as well. Is it Kirkes? Was it Kirkes he's talked about?
Yeah, I think Kirkes.
Well, listen. I think
talked about those players a number of times. Like
defenders are different. When I say this judgment that I have towards lower league players, it's just forwards. Like literally just the front three positions. I've seen plenty of good center backs come up. I've seen plenty of good fullbacks. I think that's different. I've even seen decent midfielders. Vitinha being a great example. I know that's not the Premier League, but PSG is a big European side, and he has been doing well there. I just think that forwards-wise, it's a different beast. It's a different animal. And maybe I'm just too judgmental, but I just haven't seen enough success stories to be willing to pony up 50 million for Cunha when, personally, if you could find a same style of guy that plays in Germany, I'd say, just for the sake of history not repeating itself, let's go with the German kid and let's see.
The thing about Cunha is, if you just look at the numbers, he's progressed. Like he's got better and better, and even this season, like he scored 13 goals in the Premier League and he's got 7 XG. Like he's outscoring his own XG.
That's a bit of a concern though. Came out like if he has a habit like every season of always outperforming his XG, then that's a worry. Because what happens if the next season he just stops?
But he hasn't. That's the thing. He hasn't, and he'd be coming to a club where he'd get more chances. Like he would get more chances. Like,
I like Cunha.
I think he's fantastic.
I rate Cunha.
I really think he is.
I think Alexander Isak is obviously Slot's first choice, and that's the if they actually went to him, look, we're going to just do everything to get Isak through the line. It'd be like, cool, that'll do me. We're good to go.
Well, if Isak did leave Newcastle, I think Newcastle were interested in Ekitike as a replacement. So shouldn't we just get?
Yeah, Ekitike's a weird. I've not really watched him.
He's only had one good season.
Yeah, it's the same with So Benjamin Sesko is a striker that a lot of people talk about. A lot of clubs are in for him. I've never really watched him play a lot. I know Arsenal really want Benjamin Sesko.
17 goals and 5 assists.
He's a young guy, but Benjamin Sesko's sort of like stats and the way he plays very much links up to what Klopp wants as a striker. So maybe Benjamin Sesko's one. Pena, I don't rate that highly.
Belgium Nunes, he lives off.
Yeah, he misses a lot of chances as well. I'm not.
Remember him against us?
Yeah, he was awful.
God, he missed.
So I'm not sure about him. I'm not sure. I think Liverpool look at home for a striker. I really do. I think they're. Watch this space for Liam Delap. That's all I'm saying, man. Watch this space. If Liverpool buy Liam Delap, it's going to be the unsexiest transfer of all time.
Yeah.
And people will go absolutely, but people will go mad, and then he bangs, and then he bangs.
Be happy.
I think we go really
We all
big.
know who will not be happy.
I think we go really big because Mo goes. And
Well, I don't
we just
think
have to.
The problem is I don't think we will because we won't have the money.
We just have to. Like,
I don't think Mo's going.
No, I don't think Mo's going. I think
I just feel like
I think
I just feel like all of them go now. Like I really do.
No,
Like,
I've got.
But
I just don't want them to.
That's only natural, though, K-Mac. Like it's natural
I know.
to think that.
I always
right?
thought Trent was going this season. I always thought
None of us know. Like you know, the craziest thing to me is that I saw someone's YouTube video today talking about how Virgil, you know, they put some press thing saying that Virgil is talking to someone. At the end of the game, out of his own fucking mouth, Virgil van Dijk goes, "If anyone says anything, they're a dipshit because I don't even know what I want." And then the next day, some Spanish publication comes out saying Virgil van Dijk set to go to PSG or like whatever. It's all hearsay. It's all nonsense.
So Liverpool. So the rumours are, if you give them the contracts they want and the years they want, then them 3 players' contracts come to 191 million quid. Yeah, that's the rumour. If you give them 3 guys what they want, I don't think. By the look of it, Trent's out the door. So if you take Trent's off that wage bill, then it knocks it down quite. 40% off that comes off that wage bill. So I think Liverpool are waiting for the tax year to start again in April, and I wouldn't be surprised as when they offer contracts. It's just the most FSG thing to do, man.
Yeah, the Trent. So I don't think the club will even offer Trent a contract.
I don't think any of them have been offered a contract.
I think Trent got offered a full 4 or 5 year deal. I think the others have just been offered 1 year and a reduction.
I don't think anyone's been offered.
And look, I know everyone's going mental saying pay them what they're owed and all that stuff, but they were on huge money 4 years ago. Why should they be on more money 4 years later? Like it just doesn't make any sense. That's not how Liverpool are ran.
We got to run.
Do we not know how our clubs ran?
We got to change then, because if we don't change, we're never going to be successful.
And we're never going to change. And we got Edwards back, which means it's probably even worse.
I think
like old players.
I think that's a myth, though, K-Mac. I think the old player thing's a myth with Edwards.
What's the reason why he left the club? Because he fell out
those
over Henderson.
No. Those are Edwards' boys.
Yeah, he doesn't like.
Boys.
Yeah, Edwards don't like. Edwards wants players when he feels like their legs have gone. He wants players gone when they feel like their legs were going. So he saw. That's why he didn't want to give Genie a new deal. The deal that he wanted with Hendo.
Give Hendo a new deal.
He didn't really want to give Hendo a new deal because he saw that if you give Hendo a longer deal, it's going to suffocate us buying another midfielder because his legs are going. Because don't forget, we signed James Milner at 29.30 on a free contract. I think if your legs are good and you can give the team the money's worth, I think you get contracts. I mean, to not give Virgil van Dijk what he wants when he's in the shape of his life at 33,
exactly,
would just be just be mad. That'd just be mad to me. I'd just be mad. So I think it's more of like if Michael Edwards sees a 27-year-old who he thinks legs are gone, I don't think he's going to give him a new deal. So with Luis Diaz, he's looking at Luis Diaz. He's thinking, yeah, you're on nothing as a contract. It's like 60 grand a week or whatever. Could easily give you a new deal. But in my opinion, you probably should leave. So I'm not going to give you one. I can see you going that way more than that way. And with Virgil, he probably will see it as that Virgil's such a rock at this football club, and it's more than just him being a player, that for 2 or 3 years, he's probably still got good stability there. But you just got to buy players around him. Because if you let Virgil go this summer and you let Salah go this summer, Liverpool have got to admit they're just going to have to take a dip for 2 years and then come back after that. And then that's going to take some asking of the fan base to be patient.
You lose 2 years on everyone. No, that's unacceptable, because then you lose 2 years off Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister. You lose 2 years off of Connor Bradley. You lose 2 years off of Allison. You lose 2 years off of Konate. 2 years off of whoever comes in at left back. Like The most
Canate's even going to be sticking around next season.
like the most FSG thing to do here would be to let Trent go because he wants to go to Madrid, to sign Mo and to sign Virgil, and then if at any point next season they feel as though they've taken a significant jump down, then you sell them for 25, 30 million. You don't let them go for free. You literally will say it's fire sale. Like, he's not good enough anymore. He's got 2 years left on his deal. PSG, you want him? 30 million. Easy. Yours. Saudi, you want Mo? 60 million. Easy. Yours. Like, to let them go for free is the most anti-FSG thing that I could think of. From the most penny-pinching club in the world to let your two biggest stocks essentially walk out of your portfolio for zero is just unthinkable. I don't see it happening, which is why I don't buy into any of these, bullshit news stories, because I'm like, that's the opposite of the modus operandi of this club. We are here for the money. That is what the ownership is here for. They bought us at 300 million and they turned us into 5 billion. You think they're going to let the two things that made them 5 billion go for free? Absolutely not. Not a shot. And if they do, then we deserve to regress and we deserve to fall off.
Can I just mention something as well? I see all the chat talking about we underpay our players. We really don't, by the way.
Bonus structure.
449 million euros is our wage bill. Yeah, we're the fourth highest wage bill in the world, behind Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, and PSG. Okay, they're the numbers. All right, the highest wage bill is 658 million of PSG. Okay, euros, by the way. So we don't underpay. And the main reason why I think Mo and Virgil haven't signed is because we've stopped this nonsense thing of giving out bonuses for nothing, giving you a bonus for being in a final, not for winning it. We've stopped giving out these mad bonuses, which we used to do all the time. So that's another reason why we're struggling to tie these players down, because Edwards is like, why are we giving these stupid bonuses out? Because they were.
Yeah. I mean, I even agree the bonuses should not be there as much as they were. You don't really need incentive bonuses now.
The incentives.
You don't really need that now. That was years ago when we needed it, and I got it, understood it. But now I don't think we need
I think our wage bill does include all of our staff, though.
Yeah, it includes everyone. Includes everyone in the club. I mean, I don't know. If Liverpool lose all three players, it will take a long time, a couple of years to get over it, and we're going to have to just take a natural dip, no matter how good the manager is, because especially Salah and Mo leave, it's just Salah and Virgil leaving. It's just.
I don't think it will, mate. I don't think it will. I just don't. I really have got other faith in this manager.
You're ripping out the spine of the team. I'm sorry. There's going to be some.
It's not the spine. No, you still got the midfield. You still got the goalkeeper. And you'll have a world-class forward in Isak if we get him.
I still want my world-class centre-back to stick around.
No, I totally get that. But we are linked with an unbelievable centre-back in Schlotterbeck.
Yeah, no, but we still got the other half of that partnership.
Please, not Schlotterbeck, man.
Fantastic.
We still got the other half of that partnership, who literally in a French football went, he would rather go to PSG than extend with us.
Well, that's his dream, isn't it? You can't,
another issue
his dreams.
You have to deal with is either give Kanate what he wants or sell him to PSG this summer.
But friends, this is why Michael Edwards gets paid the big bucks, because he's the guy who has to make these decisions, and then it'll fall on his shoulders. And I thank God that I don't have to do that, because that would suck. But either way, they have to figure it out, because I will not accept. I can accept Trent leaving. I will never accept Mo and Virgil leaving, because to me, that is insanity, because there's nothing that would be more appealing to either of those players. Those are the two players that have shown the most for this club, that have been the biggest leaders for this club. And you cannot allow those two guys to walk for nothing. Trent is another thing. It's Real Madrid. It's a free transfer. The guy wants to be the best right back in the world, or at least somehow perceives that, even though we can't defend. Let him go try to do that in Spain. Real Madrid are not knocking on Virgil's door. They're not knocking on Mo's door. And ultimately, Trent's not putting up any sort of remotely near productive output than those two other players. those two players.
I think
we're not
there's
15
three.
points top.
I think there's like three options probably, ain't there? All three leave, right? That's an obvious option because it can happen. There's no
Most
doubt about
likely
it.
one at this current time.
All three stay, right? Which it's still an option. We don't know. Or the other option is Trent's the only one who leaves and the other two stay. I think that's one of them three options. I think either all three go, all three stay, two stay, Trent leaves. I literally think that's the only options we're looking at. Now, if all three leave, and like K-Mac says, it is a possibility because they haven't signed a new deal and we are in March. If all three leave in the summer as defending Premier League champions,
that's gonna look so bad.
The club are going to have the transfer summer of their lifetime,
of the century, of the it have to be the best of the 2000s. It will have to be the best window of the 2000s.
To Isaac after those three leave, and potentially other players, and go, fancy joining us, and go.
Isaac will know that he's the main guy up front.
He's gonna have
That's a huge selling point.
Yeah, but he can't be. He won't like. Okay, here's the problem with that.
You'd be going in signing a Bastone or a whoever.
You can't.
A world class centre back, knowing that he's going to be your main centre back.
But okay, the issue that you're not looking at
is you're trying to sign players that are going to be backup to someone who plays every single game.
Okay, but this doesn't have to do with players though. Like if you get rid of all three of your stars.
The project would actually be more appealing. Like, I don't think you understand how it works.
Okay. What I don't think that you're understanding is that if you get rid of the three biggest stars of the club,
or even get rid of Salah and Virgil,
that means that one guy, the first guy, is going to be the hardest one to convince because no one else has signed for them so far. So that means that Isaac cannot be the first guy that I sign. Or if he is, that's going to be that much more difficult. And if I can't get the first guy to sign, then the rest of it is completely fucked. You're leveraging so much on one individual person's decision because you have gotten rid of your spine, and now you have thrown all of your eggs into one basket. And if that guy says no, well, then now everything else has gone back.
I understand what everyone's saying. I get what all of you guys are saying. I get what you all guys are saying. Like, my only worry is I think you can always do too much in one summer and sort of like
completely agree.
Because I understand what came out saying, like these guys are coming.
Worked, by the way. I will just say that the midfield worked.
You get these players in, you get these three players in, say three players leave and we go get a new right back, new centre back, new striker to replace Salah. And they're the stars. They're the stars of the team. They're the new stars, and they're the ones who are going to play most games. Then you still need to go out and buy backups behind them as well. That's just that Liverpool. What it is, Liverpool's transfer dealings the last couple of years have led us down to this road where we're going to need quite a lot. Like if we did that,
Red Armchair Supporters just said the best comment there.
What's he said? I'm looking at the chat here.
I'm not saying that.
Nobody wanted you to be Premier League champions.
Yeah. No, Liverpool. People will want to join Liverpool, no doubt about it. Why wouldn't they? But it's obviously more obviously more important, like better on you if you got your three main stars there. Of course, it is. Big up, Mike. I know he's got to leave.
Yeah, big up, Mike.
All right, boys. I gotta go. I gotta go help these guys move. We just moved into this place. We got to move a couch in. Need to use some manual labor. A little bit of what FSG doesn't do, hard work. But anyway, big up to everybody. Hopefully, we get this cup final on Sunday, and then we could all forget about PSG, and we can just look to the future. Also, keep your eyes out. March 31st is the end of the fiscal year. So if a bunch of stuff starts to pop off April 1st,
this is what I'm saying. This is what I've been saying.
April Fool's Day.
I hope so.
April Fool's Day.
Fiscal year ends. No. Taxes. Remember, guys, our owners are penny pinchers. So tax-wise, it would actually benefit us to make any sort of decisions after April 1st. Because that means new fiscal year, new taxes, new everything, saved money. But anyway, big up.
Big up, Mike.
Big up, Mike.
Like the transfer window this summer is going to be fascinating.
It's going to be so busy, man.
But look, It looks like Liverpool are going to be Premier League champions, which is an amazing thing. Again, I'll keep saying it. Yeah, we went out the Champions League, went out the FA Cup.
Don't give up.
15. We're 15 points in front of the Premier League title at the moment. That trophy looks like it's coming home with 9 games to go. It's the trophy we all wanted. We're all probably going to be in Liverpool. The parade's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing
I've already
day.
booked the weekend off work.
There you go. It's going to be an amazing day, and it's what we all wanted. So hopefully in the summer, after being Premier League champion, the club, for the first time, probably will act like the club it should act like and do great transfer business in the summer that keeps us going, even if them 3 players leave. So fingers crossed for that. I am going to be looking forward to April time to see what happens. If these contracts get given out in April, man, and it was just because they wanted to wait, I will crack my.
Apparently,
I will laugh my head off.
Director has made Cunha a priority target.
Yeah, I've heard like Cunha.
I've heard that Arsenal got £300 million to spend.
Yeah, so loads of teams could be spending, man.
Yeah, but Arsenal need a number 9. He's not a number 9. He's going to be another guy that just floats around again and no one gets the ball to him. He's not going to be in the box a lot.
Just remember the dressing room. It's about the connectivity, guys. The light ball.
Connectivity, man, the connectivity. And obviously we've got the cup final Sunday. Before we leave it here, guys, how do you see the cup final going on Sunday? Obviously both teams got injuries. I don't think we can use an excuse that we've got no Trent and Bradley or anything like that, because Newcastle got injuries as well. In theory, we are the better teams. We are top of the Premier League in England. This ain't a European game or anything like this. This is an English game. So we are the best team in England this season, and we are better than Newcastle. Injuries shouldn't be an excuse, guys. I don't want injuries to be an excuse. How do you see the game going, Luke?
It's going to be a very tight game. I'm probably going to have some more grey hairs by the time the game's finished. But I think we'll win 2-1.
I hear that. I
think we're breaking Newcastle's hearts in the last minute.
I hear that. K-Mac, how do you see it going, man?
I think the big heads will turn up for this one. I really do. I think the big heads will turn up. I think your Virgils and your Moes and your McAllisters, your Szoboszlais, I think they'll turn up for this one. Like, this is another trophy for Mo and Virgil. Like, they haven't won enough at Liverpool, if you ask me. They haven't won enough. And I think Mo needs to score in a final more. I think he needs to score more goals in finals. I think he'll prove that. I think it'll be like 3-1.
Yeah.
It already came out. Omri got away with we're not scoring in finals.
Yeah. It's going to be. Whoa! What is that comment you ran? Wow.
What the fuck?
I didn't see it.
Wow.
Did it get deleted?
Wow.
Here, boot that fucking prick.
Oh, wow. What the F is that?
Hey, boot that fucker off.
Rabbi, can you remove him, please?
Mods, do your thing, man. Come, Mods, this is what you're employed for, man. That's just mad.
Yeah.
The way I see the final going, I think it's going to be a nervy game for both teams. I think it's going to be a very, very nervy game for both sides. Liverpool just got knocked out of Europe. Newcastle had a week off. Newcastle said they've got their injuries as well. Isaac should be fit and ready to go.
Yeah, he played against West Ham.
Yeah, he should be fit and ready to go. He's going to be a danger in a big pitch as well. Liverpool are going to have to score early. If they score first, I think Liverpool win this game. I just think it's going to be a tight game. I want Liverpool to get over the line. I think we just need to put a smile on our faces again. I think a lot of people were down after the PSG defeat. Yeah. You know, even though we're going to win the Premier League title, I think people were still a bit down after the PSG defeat that. And people just want to have a smile back on their face. And who doesn't like winning trophies, man? I think we're defending League Cup as well, so we could win it back-to-back years. So let's go for it, man. Let's go.
I don't think Eddie Howe's got the got enough experience in cups, like in finals and those kind of really big competitions.
What final did they get to last year? Was it?
Yeah, they played Man United and got beat.
Before.
I mean, to be fair, they did have Karius in goal. I know he did actually play all right. He's actually having a good season now at Schalke.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him, like, because
his
career got binned, and that wasn't fair. Like, he had concussion.
Did I just delete and block the right guy? Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I blocked the right guy. Yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. There you go. I can't believe someone put that in this day and age, man. What is wrong with people? Big up the upper tier. Big up Noel in the chat.
I bloody hope you're wrong. You know.
Yeah, we can't be going to penalties, man. Can't go to penalties. Look, the Chelsea game last League Cup final, we had hardly anyone fit, so we did exceptionally well. There was a rumour going around before we leave, guys. There was a rumour going around that Kelleher might play this game. I don't know if that's true or not. What do you think? Because weirdly, at the moment, Alisson's in the form of his life again. So, would you actually take him out to put?
Nope.
No. Play Ali.
It's cool. You sure, K-Mac? I thought he was the best keeper at the club.
Don't want K-Mac up.
I didn't say he was the best keeper.
Sorry, K-Mac.
I just said Queven deserves a chance. Like,
you did.
Yeah,
you did. To be fair. We all get cooked for our comments occasionally.
I got cooked.
You know what I mean? We have to hold it.
Like, Husam still talks about it every single time.
He will. He will. He will. But yeah, look, it's cup final week, man. I'm pumped for the final Sunday. R4 kickoff, I believe, guys, ain't it? I've been doing a watch along for it as well, guys. So make sure you join in the channel.
Chelsea Arsenal before that.
I've been doing a watch along for that, and I've been doing a watch along on my big up channel.
Oh man, it could be a double celebration.
Yeah, Chelsea and Arsenal. That's their game in hand. If they don't win that game, you might as well just start
celebrating. We'll be 14 points clear. I think it'll be a draw.
If we're 14 points clear and that's their game in hand done.
Saying that though, Chelsea have been getting goals from midfield. So
it's a tight game. The only problem is at the Emirates, and I think Chelsea are shit at the Emirates, ain't they, in their history? So, yeah, it's going to be a great Sunday. It's great.
It's really weird. I supported Man United, and now I'm going to be supporting Chelsea.
Yeah, I cheered a Bruno Fernandes goal, by the way.
It's a bit weird.
I literally had a bath after that game. I felt filthy. By the way, I'm going to say something mad now. All right, I think Bruno Fernandes is the best number 10 in the Premier League.
I mean, you can't really deny it. Like,
I actually think
they're unbelievable.
I think Bruno Fernandes is actually a really good footballer.
He's an absolute prick.
He's just an absolute rat. Do you know what I mean?
He's an absolute prick, but you'd love him in your team to score those goals and assists.
Yeah, he's a good footballer. I
think we linked with him before he went to Man United.
Yeah, I've always said it. I don't like certain players that play for certain clubs, but I will rate players at the same time.
Fernandes and Bruno from Bernardo Silva and Fernandes. I would have loved them at Liverpool. Yeah, they're both assholes.
They're good footballers. Bruno is the biggest rat in football history. Let's not get this wrong here, yeah. But I will acknowledge how good he is as a footballer, man.
Yeah.
I will acknowledge he's a good footballer.
Luke's just gone off.
Yeah, Luke can't believe it. I rate players, man. I don't like players. I don't like people, but I rate players. I don't like Bruno. I wouldn't want him at my club because I don't like he's how he is as a human being. But as a footballer, I can rate him, man. I can look. How many great number 10s are legitimately in the Premier League? Like, legitimately, how many great number 10s are there in the Premier League? We're scraping the barrel a bit, ain't we?
No comment.
So me saying he's the best number 10 in the Premier League doesn't mean he's world class.
It's a pretty low bar.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a low bar. Do you know what I'm saying?
Doesn't McAllister wear number 10?
Yeah, but he plays.
Yeah, he's probably the best then.
If
he doesn't play as a number 10.
If McAllister played 10 all season, then I'd say
it might be a different conversation.
No, not this season. De Bruyne ain't this season. I'm not going, by the way, in all years, by the way, guys.
De Bruyne wasn't last season either, by the way. He was injured all last season.
De Bruyne at his best is at his best, you know what I mean?
It's got to be macaroni.
As a footballer, I do rate him. I think Alexis McAllister He's just a wonderful, wonderful player.
I mean, Alexis McAllister's world class now.
Yeah,
Really
he's top 5 in the world for me.
Really
midfielder, so I think he's immense. Everyone's hating my Bruno take. I hear it, guys. I just like him as a footballer. I do apologise. I like him as a footballer, man. I do. I think he creates the most.
Did he score 4 tonight or 3?
3. Don't weirdly he create the most chances out of any midfielder in the Premier League year on year.
I think he's only I think it's him and Salah. Like
as a midfielder, he creates the most chances, don't he? Like year on year as a midfielder.
Yeah.
I like the guy.
I've got to go, guys. Right, man.
Right, we're out of it. We're out of here.
Big up everyone. See you
of
the Reds.
Yeah. Sorry about my Bruno take, guys. I just, I like him as a footballer. What can I say? He's a shit human being, but I like him as a footballer. I'm so
the shit house. It'd be a good shit house on your team. You'd want him on your team.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Fucking frustrate the fuck out of you.
He would. I wouldn't have him playing for Liverpool just because the way he is as a footballer. I won't want him at my club. Do you know what I mean? But as a footballer, I like him, man. I ain't gonna lie. Time for bed, Jamie. Someone says.
Time for bed.
Oh dear. I do apologise, guys. Don't hate me. So we're out of it, guys. Big up everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's show. It's been a good one. We're going to win the Premier League. We're going to win the Premier League. And Jamie, we're going to win the Premier League and we're going to win the League Cup on Sunday. That's a positive, ain't it? We're going to win a double, yeah? Domestic double, Premier League, League Cup. Arnold Slot's first season. And then we're going to do the slot dance, pre-recorded slot dance, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, pre-recorded slot dance. I'm going to tan up as well, man. It's going to be immense. So make sure you're here for it. Make sure you're hitting the likes. Make sure you hit subscribe, guys. Big up to everyone. Much love to all you here. And it was this season. I'm talking this season, not in previous years. I take De Bruyne over everyone every day of the week.
When De Bruyne still had his hamstrings.
Yeah. I do apologise, guys. I do apologise. His troops live, is he? Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me redirect to people when his troops actually live. All right. Well, if the troops is live, we'll redirect to him. You guys got to put Jamie Phillips raid #20 in the chat.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Salah goat.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me have a look. His troops live, yeah. Because he's late as well. Everyone's doing late ones.
And make sure, guys, shameless plug. Check out the video I did today.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Shock horror. Luke did a video today about boxing, talking about the WBO basically forcing Alexander Usyk to make a decision. You either fight Joseph Parker or you lose your WBO belt and you go and chase Dubois.
There you go. Chase Dubois, man. Oh, yeah, he is live as well. Okay, hang on.
Plus Troops doing live, isn't he?
Huh? Hang on, guys. Wait 1 minute, guys. I'll be with you in 1 second. Let me just redirect. And you guys go over to his channel. Do your thing. So I'm using my... There we go. Right, go over there, guys. Go over to his channel. Pay Jamie Phillips Raider. Put #20 in the chat. Okay? So it's going to take you to Troops TV. Jamie Phillips Raid. #20 in the chat. See you later, guys. Big up to everyone. Much love. Take you.